Record this computer. All right. I think you're recording, right, Mauricio?
Yeah, we are on.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. It's really nice to have everyone here connected. I know that a few people are connecting yet. Let me see if you guys have any questions on Zoom. I know that Zoom is new for some of you guys, but we have been using it for some of our webinars. So today, the first thing we're going to talk about, it's about landing pages. Landing pages are a really important piece of the marketing stack of the event manager. It's one of the essential pieces of how you're going to promote your event, especially if the event is a paid event, where you're going to attract leads or attendees which have not yet engaged with your brand, or they're going to be return customers. So that's especially important for this kind of businesses. But it's also very important if you're going to host a private gathering or a private event, where you're going to have multiple people coming, and you just want to get information inside the event. So today I brought to this conference about Mauricio. Mauricio is InEvent's Chief Technology Officer, has been working with technology for Mauricio 15 years. You're a specialist on any open and also mobile and also open web technologies, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to show here on this webinar basically how the features that we have works, what's the purpose of each feature, when you can use one or another, because we are going to show you a couple of features, not just one. But yeah, if you want to go ahead with the slide that we have prepared for this webinar.
All right. So with all the Mauricio experience, so we're going to take some of your brain out today and see how we can get like the best insight for our audience and see what questions do they have, so we can and present some of that. So I have prepared the presentation today for a quick recap of what we're going to present. So let me open here this presentation. Let me share my screen with you. Share screen, yeah, desktop.
Yeah, we can see it, yeah.
Yeah, so here we have a presentation, all right. There you go, let's go to the first slide. So here we are going to talk today about landing page strategy, or it can be landing pages, strategies for multiple events. So it can be one small event when we're talking small event, can be like for 5 or 10 people, to like large scale events, which can be 1,000 people, 5,000 people. Sometimes we can host events up to 40,000 people. So it can be large scale events. So we're going to use the same strategy for all of them, okay? So the first step when building a landing page, is the reason. So why are you going to build a landing page? Like there are so many options these days. Like you can use pamphlets, you can use paper, you can be sustainable, you can get people to talk about you on social media, you can build a mobile app, you can build so many different things. So why build a landing page? Even in 2020 where we are, landing pages, websites have been around for more than 30 years and they're still popular. And there is a reason for that. Landing pages are great, websites are great because they help you exactly, they're open, so anyone can connect. So that's one of the main advantages of websites and landing pages, is that anyone with a mobile device, it can be your iPhone, it can be your iPad, it can be even your Android device. So any of them works. It can be a computer, it can be any device. If you have a web browser, these computers can connect to the internet and they can display your landing page. So it's really easy for you to share information. It doesn't require specific downloads, doesn't require some of the websites doesn't require high, fast speed internet. So you can just access the information with a very slow connection. So these are really great advantages, especially if you want to talk about inclusion and have everyone in the same page when you're going to talk about your event, your community, what you're going to propose. So also one landing page, so the first topic here, it's a unique location to have all the assets of your brand. So if you're going to talk about your conference, you want to point people to the same location. So you can have a website, a new URL, and you can just point everyone to the same URL and they're going to have the same experience. in terms of, you can also personalize each experience of each person, but you're going to be sure that they're going to get the same content depending on your configurations. It's not going to be a bad experience for one person, a good experience for the other. It's going to be consistent experience for everyone. So that's really important. It's a single point of truth, and that's really good. Also, it can help you attract more people, especially if you have an open event. So SEO strategies with open events, you can help Google and Bing and other Yahoo to index your website and help them display your information on the web. Also, it's very easy to share. You can just copy and paste some information, post on social media for people to come to your website, your landing page. Also, so it's what we talked about, so it's simple and compatible with almost any device, and it's flexible enough for you to customize. So that the websites, they have advanced so much in the last 30 years, so it's really easy for you to create specific content and create something very personalizable or even custom to your brand the way that you want. Yes, next. So next, I think Mauricio can also help a little bit here. We're going to talk very soon. So we have today, right, Mauricio, 3 topics when you're going to build a link page. So 3 macro strategies. So you can use something like a pre-built template, right? Something that's already pre-built to just copy and paste, and you change some steps, and it's already a very cool website. And it's sometimes it's limited the structure, so what you can change, but at the same time, it's so quickly, so agile for you to build it, so it's so great. Also, then you have drag and drop mode. So there are many tools on the web. Also, InEvent provides something like this, where you can just drag and drop a specific content, and you can select where you want your blocks of text to be and images, and you can select the layout for mobile, and also for desktop. So that works really well. And then you have the super advanced mode, more advanced, not super advanced, but the more powerful mode, where you have the developer mode. So you can work with specific developers to change the HTML and CSS to be exactly the website way that you want. And you can bring JavaScript and other more advanced facing things to interact with your website to be the way that you want, with the technology that you want.
Yeah, and just a little bit more about the template and the drag and drop mode is that those 2 or 3 features that you showed there, they actually integrate with each other. So it's not like you have a template mode that you can create a website and then a drag and drop that can create a different website. No, you can basically work on the same website for the way you wish. So if you want to have a template mode, that's easy. You can do it quickly and select the template. You can do that, but you can also use the same thing that you created on the template mode and use our drag and drop mode that is more complex. You can do more stuff. You can change how the look and feel of the website more deeply. And also on the developer mode, you can also change the HTML or more like techy stuff if you are a developer. So all of those 3 are integrated.
Yeah. Also, so I want to talk about the general strategy of them. So if you want something that's very quick and easy to deploy, we would go with the template mode. You're going to spend less than 5 minutes to build everything. So that's very simple. Mauricio is going to show very soon how to do that. If you want something more advanced, more with your custom brand, with some assets, you're going to spend more time. If it's like a big website, we're going to have a lot of people coming in and you want a custom domain, just a single URL like myconference.com, then you can go with the drag and drop mode. And then if you want to go like more like super size, and then if you want something great, like super great, with very custom options and everything, and you have budget to afford it, then developer mode, something that we can also build and have this scale for everyone. So it depends upon your needs for this specific event, and you can decide per event what is going to be the strategy.
Yeah.
Some things to take into account. So how to build a landing page. So select one of the best strategies from the last slide. What exactly is going to be the strategy that you want to use. So one of these 3. Also, you can bring a new strategy. Like that's one of the greatest things. Like you can also build new things. Then taking account the update strategy. So when you're talking about that, right, Mauricio? How am I going to update the content? Because some websites, all right, if I understand that correctly, some websites you have to change by hand every time that you change something. Like there is a new speaker, you have to go there and update that block. But then if you have templates, you can just update the CRM, and that's going to update the template automatically, right?
Yeah, that's for both. So our dynamic content, so if you have a dynamic section like the agenda, it's going to work both on the drag and drop and also on the template mode. So you can pretty much change the agenda on your settings, and it's going to update automatically on the website and also on your mobile app. That doesn't actually matter which mode you're using, but it also allows you to change like the colors and look and feel. You are allowed to do that, and the content is going to update automatically. So that's really good.
Great. That's really important, yeah. And also another question that we get, it's so how is the website compatible with everything? So does your website work well for desktop, but works well for iPad and like Apple Watch or even the iPhone and Android, everything. So it has to be compatible with everything. So that's really important because people are on multiple devices these days. So that's one important, very important thing.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is just taking account like all the configurations available by your vendor or the platform that you choose. So do they include like third-party integration? So do they have ticket sales? Do they have ability for you to change the layout? They have SEO optimization for marketing and indexation purpose? So you can do all these things. Can you personalize the domain? Can it be your domain? Does it have to be a specific URL? So all these options are really important for your business plan. So make sure that you know that the vendor that you're selecting has those options if you need it. So really good. So Mauricio now I'm going to switch back to Mauricio. He's going to show a very quick demo of these strategies and how to select the platform or the website landing page that you're going to build your next conference.
Okay, there we go. So I'm going to switch and share my screen with you guys. Okay, awesome. So the first mode that we are going to take a look at is our template mode. So on the template mode, you can pretty much do everything in like 5 minutes. So pretty much select which section you want to display. So let me just get this Zoom thing out of the way. Okay, so we have an example of a website over here. So you can see a countdown. You can see like the sponsors, a custom section with a video, and also the agenda. And let's say I want to make the agenda the first section to appear on the website. I just go click on edit, and I just change the location of the agenda. It's pretty easy. As you can see, it's already at the top. Let's say I don't want the countdown. I can just come here and disable the countdown. So it's automatic. And as you can see, something that's easy to do. You don't need to have developers or anything like that. You need a knowledge on developing websites. And over here is going to show you all of the dynamic sections that I told you guys earlier. So all of those sections, they are updated automatically when you change your agenda, for example. So let's change the agenda over here. Yeah, let's say the check-in is now called registration. When I come back here, this is the check-in. So if I refresh this page, it's going to show up registration. So as you can see, it's a dynamic section. It's going to change automatically, and it's pretty easy to use.
You can select the blocks that you want, right? So it's something dragging up. So if you want to bring something extra, like an extra piece of code or like a third party, can you do that?
Yes, yes, we can. So for example, I just clicked on the settings for the video section. I can change the label of the section. I can make it available on the menu. And I can also change everything over here. So if I want to do some coding, I can just click here on source code, and I can change to be exactly what I'm looking for. But we are going to take a deeper look on this coding thing later. So yeah, so that's the template mode. And we also, of course, have a bunch of templates that you can select to use. You can just select one of them and start using. So it's pretty easy. And now I'm going to show you the drag and drop mode. So as you can see, it's the same page. It's already over here. And the dynamic things are going to change automatically. I just need to refresh the page to show up registration. But as you can see, it's the same page that we are using. And I can actually do more things over here. So let's say I want to change the entire color of this section. You can just come here and change the background to something else. Let's see.
I see.
Okay,
So change like the colors, the text. Can you change like the font, for instance, of the countdown? Can you do that, something like this?
Yeah, on typography, we can change pretty much anything like the weight of the font. It's going to show the font family. So if I want to change the font, as you can see, it's going to show up differently over there. And the cool thing about this mode is that you can, let me just go back to white because it's better. Yeah. So the cool thing about this editor is that you can change small things, like small things that you want to do differently. You can do that. And on the template mode, you can change all of the fonts for the entire website, for example. And yeah, and it's pretty easy to change things. If I want to change the logos, I can just click on the logo and there's going to show up like the image thing over here. You can add alt text. And we also have blocks that you can drag and drop. We have components. So if you want to add like a slider, a Google Maps and everything, you have over here just drag and drop. And yeah, so that's the drag and drop mode. That's basically the same as the template mode, but you have more options, more things to work with. So you can make it more customizable. And we also have the fully coding mode. That's for developers. As you can see, you're seeing like a bunch of code. If you don't understand, don't worry. That's usually what developers are going to use. And the cool thing is that you can ask a developer if you want to do something totally different, totally special for your website. You can ask the developer to do it. And then you can change like things like visually using this mode. So both modes work together. That's really cool. And you can toggle here. I have like a small like animation that I built here for this presentation, for this webinar.
So you can work with 2 or 3 modes at the same time. So you can ask someone to build this, and then you can just update yourself, right?
Yes, exactly. So you can ask the developer to build the entire website if you want to have something special. But if you want to change like something like small, like just like the text or the font or something like that, you can come here and change yourself. So you don't need to learn coding, even though you develop the website entirely yourself. So that's really cool. And also there's one more thing that I want to show. So we also have translations. So this is something that is done automatically. So for example, this registration section, I want to add a translation for French. Let's say registration in French. I don't know how to say it in French, but that works. So if I open the website and I refresh the website, you're going to see over here the top corner, right corner, that we have like translation for the languages. And if I click on French, it's going to show up the translation in French. So you can essentially translate everything. And I was testing out some stuff over here. So you can see agenda, FR, registrations, FR. So yeah, so you can translate to any language actually. So if I come back to the registration and I click here, it's going to show up like a bunch, actually all of the languages that we have in the world. So you can select any of them and add a translation. So that's pretty cool as well.
We have a question from Lisa. She's asking one of the questions here. Like, if you understand your question, please do. We have the chat here, the option. So Lisa is asking us, what can you do to bring the forms? Like, if you have a form from another website, like if you build the forms using another website, can you use that with one of these websites that we have built using InEvent, for instance?
Yes, of course. So over here on the registration button, that's the button that is going to open the registration form. We have a link. Let me see if over here this is going to show up. Yeah, we have a link over here. As you can see, is using our internal link form, but you can just copy and paste your registration form link. So you can use only your landing page builder and use an external registration form. That's totally fine.
Perfect. Well, we are over our time. We're at now 17 minutes. So I think we explored this topic. There's probably some more questions. Like, if you want to follow up, we can probably do a second webinar with Mauricio to get more insights into this topic. But I thought it was pretty great. Hope that you like that, Mauricio, also. And yeah, so let's try to build the next event. And if you have any questions, just join the event on our next webinar. We're running them twice a month, and we hope to connect with you with next Thursday.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I was glad to participate. And yeah, looking forward for the next webinar. See you guys.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Guys and girls. Bye-bye, everyone.